Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Dr. Crypto here with another CRO update, a Bitcoin update, and a general crypto update. And who is feeling bullish right now? I, for one, am feeling bullish. I really am feeling bullish. I feel like this is it. This is it. October's starting. Q4 of bullishness is starting, and it's going to be great. I really do feel that this market at the moment, unless we get a Black Swan event, you just don't know, do you? But anyway, looking at the greens, we can see it on the Owly, looking absolutely fantastic. So before I start, smash that like, give us a subscribe. It's always appreciated. All your support is always appreciated. Disclosure out there, I do own CRO, and I do own a lot of crypto, and I do own Bitcoin as well. So there you go. That's all out the way. But yeah, Owly looking nice and green. And we can look on the daily as well. Looks a bit sad on the daily, to be honest. It looks a bit red. But why is it red? Because Bitcoin yesterday had that massive pump to the upside, smashing $67,000 and then dropping back down to around the $66,000 mark area. And what happened was Bitcoin dominance rose up, and also the liquidity got drained out of all the altcoins. Well, not all, but drained out the altcoins and put into Bitcoin. And that's why we saw a bit of red yesterday, and it's still a bit red right now. But looking at the weekly, looking all nice and green, monthly all nice and green, yearly all nice and green. The Owly is still staying green, and Bitcoin currently, as making this video, is sitting at 67,241. So it's doing all right. So as our good friend CRO doing? Yeah, like I said, a lot of people out there, a bit, yeah, whatever sort of thing, a bit like, it's not doing anything, it's poo-poo coin, it's not doing anything. And I keep saying in every video, like, yes, it doesn't tend to do anything, like a lot of other coins as well, doesn't do anything, and then suddenly, bang, explosion to the upside. So, it's all about being patient. Key is being patient. The time for me, nothing I say on here is financial advice, but for me personally, the time for selling is not right now. Actually, are we running out of DCAing opportunities now? I think we are. I think the whole market is about to send. I really do. And don't forget, we've got the elections coming up in the United States as well. Don't forget about that. And so far, Donald Trump is taking the lead at the moment. So does Polymarket say. But, it doesn't matter who gets in, I think if Donald Trump gets in, yes, I think we're going to make a big move to the upside. But I think in general, whoever gets in, we're going to make some move to the upside anyway, because what it means is, it means more printing of money. M2 supply going up, that's what we want, and that liquidity coming into crypto. That's what we want. And also, we want retail to start coming back. And don't forget, they're not back yet. And when they come back, they're going to be where they're going to go to. They're going to go to the altcoins. They want to make millions. They're going to go to meme coins, the altcoins, because that's where the money is at the moment. And they're not going to go to really Bitcoin unless you want to buy Bitcoin for a long run too. It's not going to make you millions overnight. It's not going to make you millions in weeks or months. That is a long-term goal thing. But if you want to make short-term money, obviously, it's going to be alt season, but alt season is not here yet. So how's CRO doing at the moment? Well, CRO is up a whopping 0.7%. Yeah, whopping 0.07%. But, the market volume at the moment is up 24%. Bullish and bearish, hasn't really changed from all previous videos. Still at 86 and 14%. But CRO is one of those coins. I said this all the time. One of those coins where, just like that, it'll explode to the upside. It does nothing, just like Cardano, it does nothing, and then next minute explodes to the upside. I get a lot of comments. CRO, poo-poo coin, doesn't do nothing. Do you know something? Everything I see on like that reminds me when I bought ADA. When I bought ADA, people were saying the same thing. Poo-poo coin, not doing nothing, sideways action, boring, there, I'm selling. No, I held on, sat on my hands, didn't sell anything. ADA went to what? $3. CRO, I'm not saying CRO is going to go to $3. I surely hope it does. It'd be really good if it does. I certainly do feel we're going to go back up to all-time high, because you look what crypto.com are doing, look at CRO, Cronos is doing, the fundamentals are there. The fundamentals are in place. We just need CRO to make some big movement. And I think that is coming sooner rather than later. I really personally, that's my personal thought. I might be wrong on that. Nothing's ever guaranteed. It's all probabilities. The probabilities are, technicals tell me that we are, and also the fundamentals are definitely there on that. Now, I really do think we just got to be patient. We really do. And then I really do think I'll give also a price target of what I think CRO is going to get to, and also what Bitcoin as well. But looking at the moment, we can look to Pampa here. Give this guy a follow. I tell you what, give him a follow. Give him, because he gives such a lot of alpha. There's a lot of Crow fam out there who give a lot of alpha and who great to give support. Give them all the support. I personally think, because the more we can get the word out there regarding crypto.com and specifically the Cronos, because I think it's the Cronos which is going to give us that traction for CRO to make moves. And the more people talk about the Cronos, I think that's going to be good for not just the coins within the ecosystem, but also for CRO as well. So get it out there, give the Crow Farmer support, out there. I've given as many as I can support, and it'd be good if you guys out there could as well. But we can see here, we could go, not going to go through everything, but Cronos Chain, lap 2 of the race bridge ETH, live, top 50 participants will share a prize of 20k. With getting involved that, if you can win some money, it's always good. Bit of CRO in your pocket. Push the button, official launch, Retro 4 and 4s next week. The 2 projects confirmed, AMA with Cronos set on Wednesday to discuss the project today. I think that's today. Lady Lines Main City, Royal Blitz conducted NFT reward and vouchers distributions on the way. Crow to the Diamond Exchange revert 1 to 625, 500. The final blitz begins soon. And then we've got Reaping Squad. The Reaping Squad white paper is live. Check their link tree today. We just could go down and down and down and down and down. And what you can see here, it's just so much being built on the Cronos. We just need to get that transaction out there. We're on DeFi Llama. I think we're in position 20 or something like that. But I really do think this is a young chain. It's going to get traction. And at some point, people will start to talk about it like they do on like the base, and also like on others as well, like on Binance chain and such like. It will happen. It's just going to take time. But I think when retail start coming in, that's when they're going to check it out. And one thing I'm watching for right now, it's the Cronos chain and what a lot of the meme coins are doing at the moment. We can see here that Merry is slightly down on the day, 11.4. But like I said, I keep going over with Merry. If it gets listed on crypto.com on the 31st of October or something like that, I think that's going to move. And it's also, all these are going to be, all these coins on the, not just the meme coins, all the other projects on the Cronos chain, start getting traction, start making big moves. That's going to be good for CRO, in my opinion. And more people talk about it, more of these bigger influencers start talking about it. That's going to be good for the chain as well. And we could get that, it start going from 20 up into the top 10 on the DeFi Llama in the terms of chains. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. But we can look at Merry at the moment. Merry at the moment, it's nothing really changed. We are on the downward swing, but we made this nice move to the upside. And let's check that one out. A price action on here. We went all the way from down here, all the way up here. That's around about 167% on there. So that's not a bad move at all. We had that bit of a dip, but yeah, recovered nicely. And also what I like here, this downward trend, sideways action. This has been a massive accumulation area, in my opinion. And now what I like about this on the daily, we've broken out of that. We've broken the downtrend, the sideways action, we've broken out, and now we're creating support around here at 02808. So it's looking good at for Merry at the moment. And we could go to Core as well, looking at Core 2. Core's not looking too bad at the moment. We have that big downward trend, sideways action, and we've broken the trend, and we're just chopping sideways at the moment. So like I said, once the ecosystem starts getting traction, I think big moves are going to happen, and I think it'll start when Merry gets listed on crypto.com. Don't know why we're getting delayed on that. I really don't. But looking at the wallets, unique wallets at the moment, still climbing. We want to get to that 1.5 million, and we will get there. Lowest increase was 227 new. Highest increase was 40,664, and that was recorded on Tuesday, April the 12th, 2022. When retail start coming back, I'm expecting that to really increase and really power up. That's what I'm hoping. But overall, looking at the chains, looking at the news, looking at the fundamentals, it's looking all good. But we can look at CRO at the moment, looking on the daily. We're trying to break out of that downward trend. We're starting to break out of it, and what I'm noticing on MACD as well, we're starting to cross over as well, which is a good sign. And also on the Cypher B, we've got the 2 green dots. Every time we get these 2 green dots, we push to the upside. So everything at the moment, fundamentals are there looking good, and we're just waiting now for the technicals to play out to push us to the upside. That's what I'm waiting for at the moment. So let's check out what's actually happening in the Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto space. So before I get into the charts, I just want to cover a bit about Bitcoin and some of the news that I've heard going around regarding where they think Bitcoin is going to go. And I want to give my prediction where I think Bitcoin is going to go. And no, it's only probabilities. It's not for certain or anything like that. So you always got to take things like this, what people say on X, with a pinch of salt, really, because nobody really knows where Bitcoin's going to go to or any Pacific alt's going to go to in terms of will it ever reach all-time high. Nobody really knows. But let's have a check of this. Before I get into that, we can see here at the moment, the total market cap is sitting at $2.3 trillion. And Bitcoin currently is sitting at a massive $67,132,000. Starting to do a bit of catch up now to the stock market. We know stock market's been doing those all-time highs, haven't they? But let's get into some of the news here. We can see on Cointelegraph a different this time, question mark. Bitcoin RSI says 233k Bitcoin price possible in 2025. And then we can go down further here, it says here, applying a standard deviation on the monthly RSI, because you didn't have to be good at technical analysis to understand what our RSI are. It's pretty easy to use. So, but anyway, it's worth checking that out. And applying a standard deviation monthly RSI, Bitcoin data 21 suggests the top of the current bull market may equate to about $250,000. And I'll show you why I think they could well be right. And then we can go down here for Bitcoin RSI is a lot more room to grow. And Cointelegraph reported that those seeking Bitcoin price breaks out often use RSI as a forward-looking indicator. Bitcoin price target sees 135k in 2025. Now that would be a beautiful Christmas present to have, because if Bitcoin's pumping up to that, what are the alts going to do when they start catching up? And he says here, and we can also go down here now to Nate Jarossi. He said yesterday was a monster day for spot Bitcoin ETFs. 550 million inflows, now approaching 20 billion net inflows in 10 months. Simple, ridiculous, and blows away every pre-launch demand estimated. This is not DJ and retail. No, we know who's buying, and it ain't retail, because retail are not here yet, but they will be here at some point. It is advisory and institutional investors continually to slowly adopt. And we're right at, this is what I said before in videos, we're right at those early stages. Not everybody has adopted Bitcoin yet, but it's only a matter of time. And when it does, will we get one day to that $1 million Bitcoin? Will we? Because we know supply is basically shrinking and demand is growing. And we all know what happens when that happens. You get the demand, but the supply shrinking, it pushes up the price. And we know BlackRock and other institutions like MicroStrategy are buying. They're not, doesn't matter if they're in the bear market, they buy. In the bull market, they buy. And we can see here, Fred Krueger says here, now Bitcoin will become as big as the US housing market. Larry Fink. You just got to look at people like Larry Fink. They are. I don't think they're the most powerfulest people, but they are very, very powerful, and they're very influential as well. So when you see people, when you see Larry Fink people getting involved, then who else is starting to get involved as well? When they start seeing Larry Fink buying Bitcoin, others are thinking, others are going around their monthly meeting desks and starting to talk about it. The market is currently 50 trillion. Let's estimate 100 trillion by 2040. That is a 76x Bitcoin. 1.3. When you look at that and you think, well, you wished you bought Bitcoin down at $1, or you bought it's what, $1,000. Would you be still holding now? Reality, would you still? I probably sold a lot of it by now if I bought it at $1 or $1,000. But anyway, imagine where we are now. We're at $67,000. But if you've got that long-term horizon where you want to hold Bitcoin and then pass it down to your kids or whatever, 100 trillion by 2040, that's 76x Bitcoin. 1.3 trillion market cap. That's absolutely mind-blowing. In other words, Bitcoin is going to 5 million. Source, the most important person in financial on planet. Larry Fink. I suppose it's debatable to some people, but he is very, like I just said, he's a very strong customer, and he's buying up Bitcoin just like Michael Saylor, like you wouldn't believe, and other people are as well. And there's lots of people we don't know yet who are actually buying Bitcoin. But the institutions, doesn't matter if we're dipping, doesn't matter if we're pumping, they're just buying, and that's all they're doing. But we can see Bitcoin at the moment, again, looking on the weekly, and I keep going across this, we've got this beautiful cup and handle still playing out, and the handle is actually the bull flag. Now, where do I think the price could be going to? You know, at some point, I do think it could be going up to that $233, $233K dollars. That's where I personally think it would be going. Because if we do on the weekly, and we've got basically the neckline here, and crossover on the neckline, and we pass it down, generally, this is what tends to happen when you're dealing with a cup and handle situation, is that we put it out here. That takes us on the weekly to roundabout between that $233,000 and $250,000 mark. So that's what it's taken us out to in terms of zooming out to the time frame. But when we look on the daily, but also what I want to point out is on the weekly before I go to the daily, look at the MACD about to cross over. We're about to get, I think, a double green dot. But let's go on to the daily as well, because that's daily is important as well, obviously. And we could go to this. But right now we're breaking down, and we've broken out the full. Basically, we're starting to break out of that weekly downturn, that weekly, and which is created into a weekly bull flag. Now, looking on the daily, it's breaking out that. Now we are coming up to that area of resistance of around about 67,700. Now that is some really strong resistance, and it could keep on pushing us down. But at some point, we will break through that because we know liquidity is up at 70 to 72,000. Break through that, and the next target is that $69,000 to $70,000 mark. And you can see here, looking on the MACD, we're crossing up. We've got a green dot as well, and we've got money flow. It's starting to creep in, but that MACD is turning upwards. I think that it's only a matter of days or weeks before we get to that 70K mark. That's my idea. That's where I think we're going to go to. And when it comes to CRO, just going back to that, I think towards the end of the month, my prediction is we're going to get to that 10 pence mark. And then for onwards, as long as Bitcoin is pushing up, and then once that, the other thing I'm watching out for as well is this MACD. Not the Bitcoin dominance, not MACD. Bitcoin dominance. Once Bitcoin, I think it's going to get to around about that 59.5 to that 60% dominant. And I think that's when we start breaking down. I think we'll break down then, and that's when we're going to start to see the alts start to make some big moves to the upside. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking we're going to go to. I think we're going to hit. Bitcoin is going to hit that in towards the end of the month. It's going to get to that $70,000 mark. I think CRO is going to get to that 10 pence mark. Let me know in the comments below where you think CRO is going to go to by the end of October. And I'm waiting for people to say 5 cents. But yeah, but where do you think Bitcoin is going to go as well? That's where I think Bitcoin is going to go to, the $70,000 by the end of the month, and CRO it's around about that 10 pence mark. But hopefully CRO can make it even further than that. Let's hope. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. But give us a like and subscribe. It's always much appreciated. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.